What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Golden Dice Podcast. Today, we are doing everybody's favorite thing, and we're making a tier list. With me, I have Brian and Flock, per usual. How are you two gentlemen?
Fantastic.
Yay.
Brian lost his
We
voice.
can see the reflection of the... That's amazing. And then with us, we have Shane, who's done some gameplays with us. I officially added him to the Golden Dice Podcast group chat, and he was on the infamous Lost episode of Legendary Ranking from Set 2.
Yeah.
That's
That's
the
right.
best video we ever made.
I'm here now, and I'm actually inspired by you, Jack. While ago, I think actually for that episode, so I think you had to redo this, but you decided to kind of do a team building exercise, and I wanted to help out as well.
Oh gosh.
So, Flockton, I think you might have some feelings tonight, and I want to highlight two of them. First, you may be frustrated,
Baka.
but mostly, I think you're just going to walk away embarrassed.
Yeah.
Jar Jar.
Yeah.
It's your friend.
It tracks.
Yeah. Jar Jar.
And if you need any more, I got them right here for you, okay, buddy?
If you're not sure how you're feeling at some point, just ask Shane. He can help you. Perfect. Well, I hope you take note. Hope you take note, Flock. Use your words. We're going to go ahead and jump in, and how we'll do it is the first time we did tier list, I think we all like brought our own tier list, but that was kind of like hard to mesh and make, and resulted in people just going on tangents rather than like all of us talking together. Whereas what we're going to do now is we're just going to go in number order, starting with Nalase, going down. And at the same time, we'll reveal what we think that leader should be ranked. We're going to go generally with like a premier like standpoint. But obviously, if you think somebody is good in any type of limited, feel free to voice that. But we'll pretty much go from a premier standpoint of them. So, I mean, are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Nalase is up first. She is a blue villain and ignores the aspect penalty on clone units you play. Comes out at 4 is a 1/7, and then has that same thing, but also each friendly clone unit gains when defeated, heal 2 damage from your base, and she's a Kaminoan, which doesn't matter. So 0 traits, basically. All right. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're all not far.
Okay. Okay. I'm proud of us.
I mean, I was like excited when she was spoiled because you get excited at like different types of deck building, but then it's also just like very restricting. Also, and it's just like half the time what you're doing, I don't know. You're basically getting a blank leader, kind of.
Yeah.
So if I've learned anything from Para, she's probably sitting right around the D to F area. And that's just purely because of lack of Spectre units, right? I think that Nalase has a lot more clones to choose from. The pool is wider. The pool is better.
I think it's like 50-something.
ECL was like the main blurb when she was announced. But like, you gotta have that leader side. I don't know. The blank leader just doesn't really. She doesn't do much.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, the giving each clone a when defeated heal 2 damage is pretty cool from your base, but 1/7's a little rough on stats. I mean, she's awkward, so I don't know if people are really going to swing into her all that hard. Might just kill all your clones if they haven't dealt damage to the base yet, and then if they have dealt damage to the base, just blast her off, and she doesn't even trade back. So I give her a B-, but I'm actually pretty excited for her.
Yeah, she is one that I do want to build with, but
Right.
competitively viable. A little nervous because it's like, okay, she can ECL Wrecker, but also like blue villain plays all these cards that like don't want a game plan of blowing up their own resources and like probably don't care to like ECL overwhelm.
Yeah.
Especially blue green. Yeah, so it's just like, yeah, I'll play
we're
Super
ranking her
Laser
in terms
Technician
of-
ramp and then I'll blow it up and not have an end
Yeah.
game or something. Or you know what I mean? Or like, then if you do have Avengers in your deck, you don't want to play it. The best thing is tech, but like villain already just plays tech anyways, and just pays 2 extra for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're ranking her in terms of fun, an interest in playing her, A plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to be realistic with some of these things, you know.
Yeah, more options than Hera, but still limited.
Yep.
Agreed.
Cool. All right. Next up, we have the Vindictive Viceroy. New Gunray. All same blue. Villain. Action. If 2 or more friendly units were defeated this phase, create a Battle Droid token. Comes out at 6 as a 2/8. And on attack is create a Battle Droid token. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Oh my.
All right, we got some disparity here.
All right,
Flock, why
we like
why
it.
D? We got to start off with you before you copy any of our opinions.
I mean, partially, I'm still not completely a fan of the exploit. I know you're getting some big stuff, but I still feel like the other one's gonna be better, flooding the board. And just I'm not really liking too much thinking for me. Like I'm just not gonna play him. I think he's trash. I'm not gonna like him. And that's pretty much my thinking of D.
Remember, those are
I
two
didn't want to
separate
bust
things.
this
though.
out this early, but we need to put on this mask because
That
that
was
was
terrible.
such a trash take. I can't even
Oh my
smell
gosh.
that absolute garbage.
You also might be the first person that said coordinate is going to be better than exploit.
I still feel like coordinate's gonna be better.
Oh my god, this is why we record. This is why we record. So I was the next up after him at a C tier, and let me explain why I think that Flockton could have explained that a lot better, and I still would have agreed with him. I think that the game has a distinct like why play this leader when this leader does the same thing better, right? So Dooku exists in this set, and I think he just does the exploit stuff better. You're not necessarily always going to get off the 2 or more. I mean, if you're exploiting consistently, then sure, but like the math doesn't always add up. Creating a battle droid token on attack with a 2/8 body is like fine. It's okay. It's not gonna shatter the meta, break the world, but I think Dooku just does everything that he does better with a better body, with a better ability, and he only comes out 1 turn later. So I mean, I know you're supposed to rank him specifically based on his existence, but I feel like I have to compare him with Dooku. They're designed to do the same thing. I feel like so. I think he's just okay, and I think Dooku does it better.
He might.
Yeah. Dooku, I almost feel like falls into exploit 2 or 3 big things, whereas Newt is like, I'm just going to exploit everything every turn. And so I feel like if you go in on that strategy, Newt could be like decent in that regard. Like I struggle if you're getting a droid token and just exploiting, like the value of that can definitely snowball. So I feel like that he's not gonna be terrible, but I can't imagine him being like a staple in the meta or something. But like I definitely view him as better than Nalse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do as well.
I just also feel like
I could be convinced.
you could just take out his droids. They're 1/1s. Get him out. Yeah, if you kill 2 of them, you can just put 1 down, but still you're taking away the exploit play that they're going for.
I think we're talking as if like we've, I personally haven't played games of the set, so I'm definitely not. Obviously, I know some people are playing online and things, but yeah, I think exploit's going to be a little better than. I mean, I guess just Flockton's thinking.
That was a wild. That's an indefensible take. I can't take that. I can't make
I will
that
say,
better. You know
Coordinate
what I mean?
impressed me playing Rex ECL, but that's like the only time where Coordinate I felt like was online all the time. Whereas, the games I got with Dooku was just like, anytime I wanted to exploit, I exploited. Like Brian would even take out like a battle droid or 2 with some of his units, but it was just like you can still just vomit out so much stuff, and then you don't even need to wait till the next turn. You can generally just like exploit as soon as it happens.
And if your opponents are attacking your battle droids with their units, and they're not playing like a big swarmy deck, just like a standard deck they're playing with now, they're going to run out of actions pretty quick. 1, 2, they're going to just blow up your battle droids using their units, and then they're going to end their turn, and you're going to just have a field day to do what you want. So I think he's pretty solid. I mean, the biggest difference between Dooku and him is green. Like if you don't want green for some reason in your exploit deck, maybe if you want to do blue red, if you're really looking to do something like that, I could see it, but. Yeah, I mean, he kind of feeds the engine a little better, right? And then Dooku kind of just like allows you to manipulate it a little bit more. So I don't know if the deck needs a little bit more value engine, I think he can do it. I just really like 2/8, but also making a 1/1 every time. Like those numbers seem very large, depending on how many times he attacks. I mean, if he attacks twice, kind of got 410 worth of stats out.
Yeah.
For 6+ heroes. I don't know.
And they're gonna have to
I'm
commit
a little
something to
higher.
kill an 8.
For sure. Yeah. Gonna take 2
Yeah.
units or a big unit. So I could definitely say he's better than Nala. I'd at least say that.
I've been convinced. I've been convinced.
Easy.
Nalase
I don't want to
is
say that.
Nalase is the C+, and Newt is the B minus.
Well, so yeah,
Yeah.
we'll put Newt B minus. By the way, I shared my screen
Yeah.
in Discord if you guys want to follow along exactly where we're ranking. So you don't have to like picture it. But yeah, we'll throw Newt in B tier right now, but definitely suspect of like, you know, if we get 5 characters in and we're like, wow, there's a bunch of B tier, let's bump somebody down.
Yeah.
Like we can
Yeah.
keep that stuff in mind.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Cool.
All right, on the next one, we have the Patient Mentor, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Action, exhaust, heal 1 damage from a unit. If you control 6 or more, he comes out as a 4/7 with Sentinel. And on attack, heal 1 damage from a unit. If you do, deal 1 damage to a different unit. Clarification, if you do heal 1 from his unit side, and they have no units, you do have to deal 1 damage to something on your side.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I keep putting my phone down since I'm reading. I like look at you guys. I was like, everybody's looking down right now. Gosh, it pains me.
I'm
for this
excited
one.
for this one.
He's a tough one.
I'm very excited
He's
for
a
the
tough
reveal that's about to happen.
Yeah, yeah. All right,
It's a good one.
3, 2, 1.
I know I'm gonna be so high. I'm such a believer.
Yeah, I want to. I want you. All right, you guys sell me, Shane. Sell me.
I just think Blue's getting a lot of fun toys here, especially with other colors. I think there's a lot more force out there now. I mean, there was already a decent amount, but there's going to be a way more force tag now. And I really like the force package. I love Jedi Lightsaber. I love Mystic Reflection from the last set. I mean, I love all those cards. So I just think, obviously Luke is really, really solid. But I think as a leader, I mean, obviously you're going to run Luke unit. But I think Obi flipping at 6, just with Sentinel on board, is going to kind of differentiate that type of deck to be able to even survive even more against aggro. I think just coming out being a 4/7 is really solid. The action heal 1 is kind of like the only. I do agree. He's probably not A tier just because of that. Like that action heal 1 damage per unit is okay. But I just think coming out on turn 6, being a 4/7 with instant Sentinel is super valuable. And then on attack is obviously, yeah, there's that caveat if they don't have a unit, but it's still fun. And then beyond that, I mean, I think double blue is going to be solid. I think double blue could be a real. I mean, I know Flock loves vigilance, but I do think double blue could be pretty solid. And I don't think he should be written off as a leader not to look at least for that deck when that comes around.
Yeah, double blue was I mean, close in this set. I mean, Ray blue is definitely pushed,
Yep.
especially as like a counter to like some of those aggressive and even like tempo based decks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Sentinel's obviously great, but part of me is just like, I look at Ray at the same point, who can like buff small stuff and then come out and have restore, and also has like the force. And then like even next one, like we'll talk about Yoda in a second. Like he comes out a turn later, but he's like sniping something when he deploys, and giving restore too. So I worry that Obi's ability is a little bit too like conditional. Like there'll definitely be points where it's like, crap, they have lethal on my unit, or they can make an easy trade. Oh, but if I heal 1, like it'll put it out of range, and it'll like.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely be moments like that, especially in slower formats like draft and sealed. But Premier, I just fear that he's a little too slow, which breaks my heart because I absolutely love Obi-Wan.
I'm gonna give you a hot take. I'm gonna give you a hot take, and I'm gonna get flamed for it. I like Chewbacca better.
Spicy.
Chewbacca does the same thing, gives all your units Sentinel that are under 3, and I think I just think Obi's his leader side's so weak. I mean, I like the pinging on the unit side, but the heal 1 damage. I mean, like, I would almost rather be like a heal 1 or heal 2, pay 1 from a unit. Like if you're in a pinch, like.
Now you lost me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how to make this ability good. Like, it just feels so flat.
Well, honestly, if it said heal 1 damage from a unit, if you do, you may deal 1 damage to a different unit. Like the fact that if I cleared your board, I can't fully heal. Like I have to ping.
Yeah, it's awkward.
Yeah, if Obi-Wan's the only one there, you got to heal, and then you just deal damage back. So it's like.
Well, different unit. So it would.
Oh, it does a different unit? Never mind.
Good import, though. Good import.
But yeah, there's nothing on there. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Yeah,
I also like him because, like, you can. He's a sentinel, and every single time he comes out there, you have to deal an extra damage. So he's healing for 1. So if he flips, you do 4 damage. You next thing, all right, let me just attack your base, heal 1. Now there's only 3 on me. Now you got to do 4 damage to me instead of originally 3. So like I like
Good math.
I like that. So
I feel like
it is worth saying that he's like he needs an answer because they can't get through. Like sometimes you deploy your leader, and then it's like no good to me dead or like entrenched or something like that, where it's like those options become not viable because he has Sentinel.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a fan. I mean, comparing him to Chewbacca broke my heart a little bit. But I don't know. Maybe I just think 6 and 7, those 2 different turns are pretty dang significant a lot of the time. It's big swing turns. So I don't know. I like him. I will definitely come down from my A-. I will gladly settle for somewhere in B.
All right, we'll put him.
Fair comparison, then. That's all I'm saying.
We'll put them next to Newt, but again, those two for me, they're on the chopping block. All right, I'm already sweating.
They're on the chopping.
Thinking about the YouTube
on the
comments of
block.
Obi-Wan B tier. I'm sweating, dude.
Oh
Just kidding.
my
I don't care
gosh.
about YouTube comments. It's okay.
Yeah.
Rude
At me,
YouTube
dude.
comments.
At
I
me.
love constructive ones and appreciate people who watch our stuff, except Flock.
Yep.
I'm excited for the next one too. I'm excited.
Yes. Next one is probably one of my top leaders I'm excited for. We got Yoda, Sensing Darkness, Action Exhaust. If a unit left play this phase, draw a card, then put a card from your hand on the top or the bottom of your deck. Comes out at 7 as a 4/9 with Restore 2. When deployed, you may discard a card from your deck. If you do, defeat an enemy non-leader unit that costs the same as or less than the discarded card. 3, 2.
Oh, hold up. I just. All right.
1. S, A plus, B plus. What? We've been going with whoever said the highest first, so do I have to sell her?
Yeah, you have to sell us exactly.
Not a hard sell, Jack. Not a hard
He's
sell
good.
at all. I could have gone S.
The deploy is just like insane, and the ability to filter your hand has been truly wonderful as well. Like, think about how much people love playing R2-D2 from Set 1 starter. You're going to love this because, like, if a unit left play, almost every round in every game, a unit is, like, leaving play. Yeah, there's some, like, corner cases where that's not happening and stuff. So it's like being able to sculpt your hand and then also, like, sculpt your flip turn is pretty nasty. I mean, it does, there was, like, a point where Brian and I were playing and I had to reread it because it's defeated non-leader unit. I was like, this seems insane for me to just like flip this because you had like Grievous with a wheel bike on him.
Yeah,
I was like, this seems dumb if I could just discard
strong.
on. Yeah.
Yep.
So you'll need other ways to deal with that, but Yoda's finally like given us a leader that heroes I feel like have an archetype into playing more of like a control based game, games that go longer.
Yeah.
So I really like him. He's opened up like a new archetype for me, especially within hero.
Of the heroes, I think he is the one that I'm most excited to play, most excited to try. It's probably him. I'll get to the next one when we get to him, but I just think he's so strong. And I can't believe that it's not a friendly unit left play this phase.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy.
That just seems ridiculous. That you can do whatever.
Yeah, exploit yourself, bro. I'm gonna look at my next card.
Yeah, seriously. You can your opponent exploit something. It could be anything, right? And the game revolves around this. You go, I go, and then units are dropping left and right. So
it's a really good action because you can it's really solid, but it's also doesn't feel awful if you miss. Like whereas like Newt Gunray, for example, you kind of have to take that action, even if you really want to claim. You don't have to claim, but you really want it to. You kind of need to get those battle droids on field just to like actually get moving. But you could totally just be like, all right, I didn't have this extra little bit of hand shuffling. I'll just take initiative, and that's fine. And you miss it, or if you need to waste an action, it's a good just pass. You know what I mean? It's solid.
Yeah, I
solid
agree.
action. Yeah, I mean, I gave him an A instead of an A minus because obviously I think he's better than. So I could definitely be convinced as putting him in the first S. But I think we got to hear from the Falcon for the B
Yeah.
plus.
So the
Couldn't
only
even get an
thing,
A.
the only thing I'm worried about him is his flip side's fantastic. I think we all know that. But like his non-flip side, like I feel like it's going to get into situations where you're going to, if you do the action, you're going to have cards that you want. You're going to have to put one on the bottom, and every deck has pillage now. So like I feel like, and there's a lot of decks out there that are going to be hand disrupting, where you could screw yourself, where you're going to be losing cards that you want. That's the one thing I just see. I'm not convinced on the leader side right now.
So just don't do that against red decks. You
Yeah,
still
but then
just-
that like kind of defeats the whole purpose of them. With you want to draw cards, see what you have.
Yeah, I think it's the classic
That's the only thing I can see there. I know, obviously, it's like, well, you can't just play around. The
that
same
puts
thing
him
with,
at
like,
B though.
yeah.
I don't think
We'll
that's
see.
as much of a worry to put him at B.
That's my first thought.
I think it's the classic type of gamer who if they get extra options, they feel bad putting any of them down. Like if they like all their options, but
Mhm.
overall, it's better to have more options. So it's still
That
a
is true.
beneficial thing. It's gonna
I guess
hurt when you have to
you could
drop
just
your
put the card
vigilance.
the card you drew. You could just throw on back. I guess. Yeah.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
That
yeah.
is true.
You can't really screw yourself.
Yeah.
It's just gonna feel like you kind of did because you had
Yeah.
an additional
Yep.
option.
Yeah,
Right.
worst case scenario, you're taking the card on the top of the deck. You realize you don't want it right now, don't need it right now. You put it on the bottom, and so the next two cards you draw next round, you at least have a potential chance to draw something
Yeah.
more useful.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so we convinced everybody. So he's S tier. This is what I got.
He's
I
S
got
tier.
it.
Top
of the chart.
I was gonna say I do think he could be the best leader of the set.
He's up there. He's
Like-
got stiff competition from the next one, who we can, I guess, jump into.
Pretty good.
Next up, we got the face of the Confederacy, Count Dooku. Command villainy action exhausts. Play a separatist card from your hand. It gains exploit 1, comes out at 7 as a 5/9, has overwhelm, and on attack, the next separatist card you play this phase gains exploit 3. Reveal in 3, 2,
Oh, sorry.
1. It's a S, A+,
Yeah, it's
A+,
pretty good.
A-. minus.
It's top of A is the average there, so that's solid.
Highest one yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This gives you like tech vibes where it's like you can literally exploit whenever you want.
Tech
Yeah,
vibes.
Yeah, like tech. Like every card gets smuggle.
Yeah, so every
Oh.
card.
Say every
Oh.
card now has exploit 1.
Got it. Not all. Not kind of. It has to be separatist card, but kind of.
It's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna put separatist cards in your deck. But yeah.
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 It's made me really go back and have to reevaluate some other cards too.
Mhm.
You look at the 5-cost villainy ground unit patrolling AAT, or I don't know how you say it. It's the separatist tank, right? It's the 4/5
Yeah.
sentinel. Costs 5. At 5, almost nobody would play that because it's like a separatist tag. I've opened games where I've done the spawn 2 tokens and then turn 2
Joint
I
one.
exploit 1 to play a 4/5 sentinel at 3. It's so there's breakpoints within the game that make him just very good, and he almost ends up being a more aggressive soft control, which is interesting because he's exploiting and playing these big things faster. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He could finish with Venger. I'm not saying you don't put those cards on the deck, but playing things like the Invisible Hand or Gore or Malevolence early is kind of wild. I do have to get better though, because I almost never get his exploit 3 off after I attack. I feel like I don't I usually have that many units to where I'm exploiting that much.
Yeah, that's a huge ask. I really like that it's a stacking keyword too. So there's gonna be some interesting times where you just have I don't know, Gore. What's his name? Let's forget the big guy's name.
Yeah, Gore.
Yeah, cool. You could give him to exploit 4 or exploit 6. I mean, that's stupid. Exploit 6 at that point, but exploit 4 could actually matter. I also just really like the juxtaposition of this Dooku and Yoda both being 7 drops, 1 stat off, and then overwhelm to restore. But I mean, yeah, a 5/9 overwhelm is just solid stats right away. He's already in green villain, so you're gonna ramp a little bit if you feel like it, and yeah, you're gonna play big bombs. But like Jack said, I like my favorite type of decks are decks that can kind of play control-y, but also kind of push some damage if you have to, and I think he definitely can do that. So I'm excited.
I already said a lot about Dooku when I talked about Newt, but
Put him up there.
the same sentiment still holds true. I mean,
Yeah.
he's good. He's just solid. I mean, I don't know if he's better than Yoda. I don't think he's better than Yoda. He's quite up there though. I think he's one of the best leaders of the set, in my opinion.
Yeah, agreed.
So do we want to put him behind Yoda and S, or top of
Yeah, let's go there.
Yeah.
Let's
That'd be fair.
go behind
That'd be fair.
Yoda and S.
Yeah, that's fine.
It looks too good there.
Flock was just going
Now we
start
get to go to
voting
the
to
goat.
keep it even.
Yep.
I know how mine works.
Yep.
Next up, we have the Techno Union 4-man, Wat Tambor. Command Villainy, action, exhaust. If a friendly unit was defeated this phase, give a unit +2/+2 for this phase. If you control 5 or more, he deploys as a 3/6. On attack, if a friendly unit was defeated this phase, you may give another unit +2/+2. So yes, the turn he comes out, he can give something +4. +4. My gosh. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Bueller?
Mueller.
It's not
Mueller.
working.
Bueller?
Hide your scores. Hide your scores.
You could just-
Don't let him see.
Hey! All right, Jack.
Yeah, I put him the highest again. I just,
Wat believer.
I think he opens up an interesting archetype in Green Villain that we haven't seen before of aggressive
That's true.
style of like. Well, and also preface, I think he's gonna be amazing in draft. So if you do see him
Yeah.
drafted or sealed, he's somebody you want to look at. But again, we're ranking by Premier. But like, I don't know, just some of these like aggressive decks and like these big booties that you can like play and exploit and stuff. Like, not only are they gonna have to deal with the bigger stuff you're exploiting, they're gonna have to deal with some smaller stuff because you're gonna stack +2s on them like consistently.
Yeah.
And then you get things like, imagine if I don't know, give something +2, you flip, give it +2 again, and then you like overwhelming barrage something, so it's like +6 from whatever its base stat line was. Yes, your opponent's not interacting, but also it might be hard to deal with something that got boosted 4 health. So
For sure.
I don't know. I was torn on like B+, like A-. I definitely think he's better than Obi, Newt, and Nalase in our list right now. So I don't know. I just
Me
think
and Flock
he's
went low.
aggressive.
We went
you
we
went lower than
below
Newt and Obi.
Nalase. Yeah. No, I do think he opens up a new archetype. I'm just not sold on that archetype being better than. Like I think I'm going with Brian. Like Green Villain. I think I just play Count Dooku. I do get he's a little different because he's going to boost some stats. He's going to make some stuff sticky. I'm just not sold on that archetype being that unique, I guess, or that prominent. So kind of where I'm at. Although what Jack said, I think in draft he's kind of insane. So
Yes.
Flockton's going to draft him 6 drafts in a row,
Probably my new draft unit. That's gonna, it's
No, it's not. It's Django.
gonna be Django.
The mango cart.
Yeah, no, I think his leader side is the best thing. His leader unit, I think is pretty bad, just because.
I think it's all right. I mean, 3/6.
Yeah, I mean, 3/6, but then the on attack giving 2/2 to another unit. I feel like he's just gonna get blown out on that turn and not going to get off what you want. I think his leader side's gonna be the better side.
Flock convinced me. I'm going S tier.
What? Like, what is? I don't know if I totally get the difference.
There's no difference.
Like, one is
What do you-
his leader side. You exhaust him to do it.
So
and the other is
if
just-
you want to look at like the previous ones, like Count Dooku's flip side's very good.
yeah, but it
With
costs
his,
2
like,
more.
overwhelm and everything. I know it costs 2 more, but I'm saying when he flips out, I'm not really like fearful of him. It's literally his leader side. That's all I'm saying. It's literally
I
his
don't
leader side.
understand still.
But he's a 3/6. He's gonna get knocked off right away.
Yeah,
No, I
negation
mean,
exists,
I
he's
get the
dead.
comparison of he's worse than Dooku, which is true. Like, especially
Not
in
so
that
much
regard.
worse than Dooku,
but-
just like his flip turn. Like it's comparable to his stat line of cost of everything that he is.
But if he flips
I'm
and
not-
turns out, he's giving out 5/8. Like, he's a 3/6, and you could come and give 2 more extra
Yeah.
that turn on top of what he already gave.
Yeah, or I just take out the other unit on the board. I don't know. I'm seeing turns that I'm not sold.
I
Okay.
think the worst part could just be the clunkiness of like, yeah, friendly unit got defeated. You need to have still another unit on board,
Mhm.
and then he still needs to attack. So I could see there being some turns where it's a little clunky.
The one
but-
thing I'm not a huge sold on exploit right now is just because like I know what you're doing. You're an exploit deck. I'm gonna get rid of your guys that you're trying to.
yeah, Flock's
exploit
gonna run
work off
3
of.
Vamp Race,
That's- Dude,
in
yeah.
every deck.
Yo, Bo-Katan's just gonna ping these battle droids. I'm
So
telling you,
I,
they're 1/1.
so Oh jeez, oh my god.
Yeah, that's why he thinks exploits.
Yeah, he's like, what? The exploit could never survive. Bo-Katan does
I
one damage.
Bo-Katan's too good.
I only see in Mandalorian lines. And I see where you're getting at, Flock, where it's like, oh, I just take those units off the board. But it gets tremendously tricky if you haven't played with this stuff yet. Like Jack and I were messing around with a couple games, and
Yeah.
it gets a little harder than you think to manage the board, to turn off coordinate or exploit, right? There's a lot of things that need to line up. I'm starting to warm up to coordinate, not quite where you are, but it's a lot harder than you think, and I think that this makes it even more difficult to manage a board that is meant for coordinate, manage a board that is meant to exploit things, or just manage a board to get damage off. I put him in B+ because I think his unit and leader side are both very good in Premier. I mean, he's going to be a beast in draft, like we said, or limited. But I don't know. I saw Joe on one of these weekly streams play Watt, and Watt got out of hand really quick.
Yeah,
even
I
just
think
buffing his droids like 3/3.
That's what I was saying. You can just simply buff
Dude.
droids too and stuff.
and then
Now
you
it's
can
like you
exploit it
can't
again.
kill the
Who cares?
3/3. Like
Yeah.
it's too easy without committing to a trade or like a big unit attacking.
Yeah, my personal bias of just not enjoying, not thinking I'm going to enjoy this archetype might be getting in the way. So he might be better than all of the other three in B and C that we have so far, but I'm excited about all other three more than I am about Watt. So that might be where I'm coming at from. All
Fair.
three of those seem more interesting. So
So where are we dropping them?
I guess put him in. I mean, it's going to kill Flock then have another character in B, but
I was gonna say I think B, but like you could.
either in front or between the two, I guess. Put him
Yeah,
in front.
I agree. Put him between them.
Between.
That didn't a compromise.
Even that's stressing me out, man. Obi-Wan's
I
way
think
too
that's-
high. Weird.
I think that's horrible. Yeah, I put Obi-Wan top of C at this point, but
Too late.
whatever.
We're committed.
Yeah.
I'm keeping Obi-Wan up, dude. Race sucks, dude. Right.
Next up, we got Captain Rex fighting for his brothers. Action pay 2 exhaust. If a friendly unit attack this phase, create a clone trooper token. Comes out at 5 as a 2/6 when deployed. Create a clone trooper token. Each other friendly trooper gets +0, +1. All right, 3,
Wait,
2,
I'm writing a novel. Sorry.
1.
Writing a novel.
Above
All right.
Obi. All right, Flock. All right, you
Good
gotta
old
go
D.
first. You gotta go.
Can we get this guy out of here?
Yeah. So
Coordinate's so easy. He's great.
I like coordinate. I don't like Rex in the coordinate. Paying 2 for a 2/2. I'm not a fan of it. I do like his flip side when you just deploy the clone. I think that's going to be great, his best side. But I just don't see you really having 2 floating resources. Maybe 1. I don't see having 2 floating resources to really use his ability.
His ability is purely if you missed a drop or you have hit a partial drop and you have a couple extra resources on that turn. Yeah, you're not going to use it all that much. But that
Mhm.
flip side is like everything a coordinate deck wants. You
Oh,
get
snap.
instantly
so
a
that basically
second
means you can
unit.
have a whole lot of less 2 drops in your deck to begin with.
well, no,
because
you
you
need to
always
Well, you
attack
still
with
need to hit a
somebody,
turn
though.
1 because you have to attack.
Oh yeah.
Friendly unit attack this phase. Create your clone trooper. But there is like you could run some 1-cost things, and on turn 2
Yeah.
or 3 resources, you can play that, attack with the other guy, and create one. But the flip side's ridiculous. Create a clone, so you're coming out for 4/8 worth of stats,
Yeah.
but actually it's 4/9 because each other trooper gets +1 health. Coordinate, you need to keep them on board. All your troopers have 3 health. I don't know. If you're a believer in coordinate, you better like Rex, man.
What a
Rex.
perfect timeline where Flock's like, I think
I know.
coordinate is better, and then
I
like
think
the
it's
coordinate
better.
leader comes up. He's like, D tier,
Yeah, he's
terrible.
like trash.
Put him
Put
in
him
the
at the bottom. D.
I
D.
I thought I would have been Flock when this guy got revealed. When he was revealed, I was like, first glance, shoot off the hip. He's awful. He's terrible. He's so expensive. He does nothing. Nope, I'm incorrect. I think he's pretty good.
Then we played some ECL game or him with ECL.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got shellacked. And I think that, like I said before, the board is a lot harder to manage than you think it will be.
Mm-hmm.
It is
Yeah.
very tough when he just starts pooping out clones, and the board is you're looking across the board, and you've wasted all of your resources. You've managed all your resources to try to get rid of it, and he just has another 4 units on board that you're like, well, okay, now what?
Especially
So-
like yeah, Green Hero. Like you add in Rex's ability, you add in Yularen giving him another +1 defense. You give Shock T +1
Yeah.
and on attack. Like there's not too many crazy like ECL targets within like the mono green. It's really just like Shock T and Ayla Akira. So it's pretty much like the matchup. It's like, do I need more units right now, or am I going to need like a 6 attack that doesn't die in a second? You know, so like ECLing Shock T is just like pretty nuts. And then there's the manufactured soldiers, the double green 3 cost, create 2 clone trooper tokens or 3 battle droid tokens. It's like you can just vomit these things out real fast. And then I know overwhelming barrage is going to be like a good counter, but it's like if I have Rex and Yularen out into your flip turn, like generally at 5 resources you are OBing for 6. Like you probably have like a 4 attack unit out there. But if everything is plus, and then it's like, all right, Yularen has 5 health, so it's like you got to do 5 into him to kill it. You know what I mean? You could like do 2/2 and then probably like swing your 6 attack into the Yularen, but it's generally like not action efficient.
Dude, the +1 health is huge, and him flipping on 5 is such a good turn. I think Flock just wanted to put somebody in A or D because they don't have anybody in it right now, and he just picked the wrong one.
Yeah, it's 50-50 shot, but you do have a chance coming up next, in my opinion.
The other difficult thing about playing against a Rex deck is who you're targeting and when. Like there are very strategic decisions to be made. If you have Yularen, Shock T, and Rex leader on board at the same time, let's even throw in a Hu Yang out there for funsies. I don't know if there is a right or wrong decision. You gotta get all of them off the board, but what's at the right time at which one to take out? But it gets tough.
Cool. Flock, you convinced? A tier?
Yeah, I'm being more convinced.
All right, we're in there.
Like I said, his flip turn's fantastic.
It's so good.
I see that spend 2 for a 2/2. I'm like, it just seems so overpriced. And unlike these two, I haven't played any of these cards yet. So,
and I wouldn't view it as something you like do on curve, like unless Shane said like maybe you missed, like maybe flip turn you only have a 3-drop to play, like you play an Echo based defender or something, or a Hu Yang, and then it's like all right, then paying 2 isn't terrible, but yeah, you don't want to like play a 2-drop attack next turn and then pay 2 more to create a 2/2. Yeah, but it's like think about some of those aggro decks where like you lose gas, whereas Rex can always give you gas. Like it's overcosted, but it doesn't cost you a card, which is pretty pretty.
He's like Taco Bell, baby.
Yeah. All right. On the next one, we have Padme, serving the Republic. Coordinate action. Pay 1. Exhaust. Search the top 3 cards of your deck for a Republic card. Reveal it and draw it. Epic action deploys at 5 is a 2/7 with Restore 1, and then coordinate on attack. Search the top 3 cards of your deck for a Republic card, reveal it, and draw it. Reveal in 3, 2, 1. Oh, there is no F.
Nope, there is. Add it.
What a cool D-.
Card is D-. Natalie Portman is S++.
Fair.
I read it as Nala say S++. I was like, are we redoing it? We don't have to talk about it, Jack.
Yeah, no.
That was, I mean, I think we're all pretty just like, there's way too many hoops to jump through. It doesn't do enough. You're like specific. Yeah. Even in draft, I don't know you want to play here.
Yeah. I hate coordinate. Sorry. Coordinate's the best thing in the set. S+. This card sucks. I hate coordinate. D-.
All right. So we can skip on over the next one. Any other?
Yeah.
Like I don't even know where I want to start or play.
Yeah, I don't care to talk about that.
Pass.
Flock, do you have a novel? I bet you have a novel ready for Padme.
But also Smash.
No. A novel? Okay. No.
Yes.
Normally when all of us are like, screw this, if Flock's like, well, in this niche scenario.
You see, Mango Cart.
If you draw these 5 cards in a row and your opponent doesn't interact with you, you can win the game.
That's big.
If you draw Blue Eyes White Dragon, all 5 parts.
All 5 parts. Isn't that Exodia? Not Blue Eyes.
Yeah, it's Exodia. I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh!
All right, next up we have Maul, Arrival in Darkness. Action, exhaust, attack with a unit. It gains Overwhelm for this attack. If you control 6 or more resource, he deploys as a 6/6 Overwhelm. Each other friendly unit gains Overwhelm. See, now I'm almost... I feel like I have to rank based on our rankings and not like my true feelings of stuff.
Yep. That's what I'm doing. I made a quick swerve.
Oh no.
Like I'm like, oh, this is probably like low B tier. So I mean, that's almost half spoiler for me. Low B tier, but I'm like, I can't put it low B tier because I think Maul's better than
We
Obi-Wan.
might just have to move everything down.
No, I need to make an asterisk on all of mine, and I'll just show you.
Above Obi.
It's above
That's
Obi.
why I did B plus.
We're gonna have to move some people.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
I'm straight up high, Gold.
Yeah, I'm
This
A.
is my boy.
All right.
Yeah.
B plus.
I'm terrified that I've been similar to Flockton for about 5 of these, but
Oh, it means you're right. It means
all right.
you're
The only
right.
this is what I'll say is that I've played a lot of villain double red, and it is so fun, and I'm so beyond excited for Maul here. I think Vader was really fun with double aggression, but you sometimes will miss that ping that he gets because of the not playing a villain card. So I cannot wait to slot him in that exact deck with some new toys, and I just think he's awesome. I think stat wise, 6/6 is solid. You don't really see heroes come out with that much attack a lot of times. They normally are a little bit lower on power and higher on health. But I love it. I think the action is good. Attack with Overwhelm. There's going to be a lot of battle droids running around, low health things, smash through them. I love that. And then each other friendly unit gains Overwhelm. Yeah, I love it. Just upgrade your guys and just start swinging. Play freaking Wild Rancors, deal damage to everything. And just, this is a day one deck for me. And obviously, we haven't done legendaries yet, but with new Maul, giving that new Maul unit a Overwhelm and then him getting to attack twice is crazy and fun. So I'm in. S minus might be a little high, but he's definitely above Obi-Wan, and we think we need to adjust some things. Sure.
Yeah.
Now I
I'm
forgot there's
I'm
good
like him
heroes in
too.
this.
He's literally like what Moff Gideon should have been. Like, this is so much better.
Dang, shots fired.
Getting the Overwhelm on any unit. It's not a 3 or less cost unit. So
Gideon buffs people too. They couldn't just give his to everybody.
but still, when I played Moff Gideon, it felt like there was very few times I got to actually use the ability. Where this time I'm gonna get to use the ability.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking about Moff Gideon when I was rating that.
You were? I was.
I was not.
Oh, I was thinking about Moff Gideon.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, so it's like, get your Overwhelm whenever you want. So one of the things I get annoyed about this game sometimes, well, not the game, but just like games, is when you have Sentinels, you got to attack something, but like you're gonna overkill something. Where I will love this to just that you can overkill something and Overwhelm, because there's so many times where they strategically put a Sentinel there, and you're like, I need to kill it, but I have all these units on the board, and then you need to use your high attack unit to kill it.
The worst
I'm
person
all
you know
about-
just made the best point.
Oh God.
You're right, I did.
I said the worst person you know just made the best point. I agree, Sentinels. I actually, honestly, off of that one statement alone, we moved Obi back to the bottom of B tier.
Yeah, I think we got to drop Newt. I mean, unless you guys have more to say, I think he opens up a new archetype that I'm really excited about. But I do think we need to drop I think Maul should probably go A. You could put him below Rex. I put him above that. I think Rex probably better, but
Switch Watt and Obi. It's bothering me. I can't.
yeah, you can switch Watt.
There's no way Watt's worse than
come
Obi
down.
Wan.
I'll come down. That's fine.
My concern of Maul is I think the 6 health is actually going to be like kind of a big deal because we've seen so many more 5 drops able to deal 6 damage. Think Poe, think New Anakin. There's some other ones that I can't think off the top of my head. But it's like I was even looking at this set's leaders, and it's like every 5 drop has 6 health, and then every 6 drop for leaders has 7 health, pretty much. There's Nala Say has 7 health, but that's you're not really counting that. So I just do worry about that, and just how many cards could potentially just kind of screw with him. Obviously, his ability's good, but also I don't know. I potentially get nervous of it. He feels similar to like Grand Inquisitor to me, and like so many so many times I was like, yo, Grand Inquisitor's gonna pop off. Look at this card he got. I mean, that was all set 2 spoilers, and then Grand Inquisitor's been like dead on arrival since set 2. So I think Maul's I do think Maul's better than Grand Inquisitor. I'm not saying that he's on the same level, but just like his ability of like needing specific types of units with high attack, I feel like kind of matters.
Yeah.
I think he has the potential to be pretty good. I just don't think he has the potential to be consistently pretty good.
That's fair.
Shane will come and smack us with a double red deck.
And I like him. I think he's got one of the better showcases of the game. Period.
It might be like my second favorite of the set. Just
yeah, it's real good.
With Mango Cart being the top.
That mat is nice. Cart. Yeah, I got to pull his unit because I think his unit's pretty important.
Yeah.
So I need to pull 3 legendaries of that. But man, I'm a fan. I like Overwhelm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Pre-Vizsla. Pursuing the Throne. Action, pay 1, exhaust, deal damage to a unit equal to the number of cards you've drawn. This phase comes out at 5. Has a 4/6. While you have 3 or more cards in your hand, this unit gains Saboteur. While you have 6 or more cards in your hand, this unit gets +2. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we're all pretty. Yeah, I think I probably wanted to put him D, but I also couldn't tell if that was my unexcitedness to play him or if I just thought he was that bad too. But
that is a problem I'm running into for sure.
I think it's kind of both. I think I'm okay with D tier.
Forget he exists half the time in this leader pool, honestly.
Dude, but one of the first decks that I've seen of this set was from Brian, and it was a Pre-Vizsla, and I was the biggest believer in it. I was like, hell yes, this deck's sick. Freaking I Am Your Father, all this. I was so hyped, and then I was just like, yeah, it's probably bad.
Horrendous, actually. I did take a game with it.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, I think a lot of other decks should probably do what this is doing better, but like I wanted it to be cool.
When Jack yells, build a deck that does something, you know you've done it right.
Bro, we're just sitting there doing nothing. And I was like, just make this game end. Brian's played he's doing nothing. He's just like killing my units, drawing cards, and then doing nothing. Like every time Pre-Vizsla deployed, all he had was Saboteur. It was just like a 4/6. He hit me once, and then Pre-Vizsla died like next turn.
Dear Lord. Above Padme though, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
Uh-oh, Flock.
I'll say, Flock, are you happy?
Uh-oh, Flock.
2-2-2.
Why? Oh, can we stop here?
Yeah, we're
Thanks
good.
for tuning in.
Can we stop?
All right. We'll move on then. Ahsoka Tano snips, coordinate, action, exhaust, attack with the unit, gets +1 for this attack. Comes out at 5 as a 3/6, has coordinate. This unit gets +2.
I feel like I'm taking a test right now. I have no idea what's going on.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've liked coordinate with Rex, but I haven't played with her, so it's harder to have that where I want to be. 3. Lock it in, Brian. 2, 1. Reveal. B plus top. B minus A.
Right.
All right, Flock, you got the highest. You gotta kick it off.
For sure. Nah, so I think coordinate's gonna be better than exploit.
Oh, true. You did. Never mind. On to the next one.
And
thanks for tuning in, everyone.
No. So
I was hoping Flock gave her like a D. Just all the
give all the coordinate leaders like F and D.
I did think about doing that for funsies, but no, for real though. Ahsoka, I think, is going to be very good with her coordinate ability. I think you're going to be able to get coordinate off very easily, and her being able to also pull in the force tag, I think, is going to be very, very good, because you're already coming in with like force throw without having the force in the red where you have with the turret. So you get a bunch of good stuff here where you can go other ways, but I could just see a lot of fun force coordinate stuff going on happening with her. And I like force throw. Fantastic. Jack tells you not to throw force throw, just to discard a card. I say nay. Do it. It works every time.
60% of the time.
60% of the time, all the time. Yeah.
Hey, you listen.
Yeah. And then her flip side is going to be very good too, where you're going to be doing a lot of extra damage. So, yeah, I think she can swing in pretty hard. A little snip, snips, snips,
snap. Reverse. Snip.
I do think she'll be better than like originally, because originally when she spoiled, and this probably still holds true of like you're gonna play aggro, Like, why would you play
Yeah.
Ahsoka over Sabine? And that's still like gonna be held against her, but I mean, I do think she might be able to carve out her own like archetype, and I also think her lightsaber is like insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the biggest question I keep asking myself is this better than Sabine? Which sucks. It's not a fun spot to be in as a person who wants to deck build and things, because there's a top tier deck right now that's running around pretty rampant. There's two really, but I think what Jack was saying about 6 health is important though. With the 6 health here, she can't just get takedowned right away as soon as she flips. I know she comes out turn later. I get that, but I still think it's solid. And she's coming out on 5, so like those 5 drops Jack was talking about, they're not ready right now. They just came into play exhausted, so she should be able to get something out.
Yeah.
And then that upgrade's crazy. I love that upgrade.
So top of
And
B or bottom of A? Top B.
I'm fine
Top
with
of B.
both.
I think she's
Sure.
better than Watt, worse than Maul.
Yeah, I agree.
Go there for now. Middle of the pack.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have the other red hero, Anakin Skywalker. What it takes to win: action, exhaust, deal 2 damage to your base, attack with a unit. If it's attacking a unit, it gets +2/+0 for this attack. Comes out at 6 as a 4/7. Has overwhelm. This unit gets +1/+0 for every 5 damage on your base. 3,
Oh, hold up.
2,
No, I'm good.
1. A minus, A minus,
What?
B.
You ruined it.
I ruined it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
ruined it.
I feel like we're not there yet. But like Brian and I's game with this, when Anakin would deploy, he was definitely scary because he was also testing it out with the yellow base that gets +1 attack.
Arena.
So it was like
Yeah.
he was deploying as like a 7/7 overwhelm, like almost every time.
8/7, 8/7.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, at minimum 7/7, good amount of 8/7 most of the time. And I was just like,
He's a monster.
I was like, how do I deal with this? Here's my 3/3 Sentinel. But his ability's like unique in that I think there's going to be a lot of, you need to learn when you want that and when you don't want that, and like just certain breakpoints at your game, and like how much is too much by certain rounds and stuff like that. So I think he'll have some type of learning skill there, but I'm excited for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the other hero that I was super stoked to try out. I think behind Yoda on the hero side is who I want to play with the most.
Yeah. Cool new archetype. I think powerful.
Mhm. Yeah, I feel like
Yeah,
it's going
I
to be
like it.
situations where we're just trying to use his action only when you need to get that 2 extra damage.
Yeah,
Is what
you can trade up
yeah.
into something, can be very
Yep.
relevant.
Like there's sometimes where you're just like, I wish I could trade up. And then doing that 2 damage, doing it too much can be bad, but doing it just enough would be great for his flip side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty solid.
All right. On to the third red hero. Mace Windu, Vapod, I think is how you say, Vapod, Form Master. Action, pay 1, exhaust, deal 1 damage to a damaged enemy unit. Then, if it has 5 or more damage on it, deal 1 damage to it. Comes out at 7 as a 5/8. When deployed, deal 2 damage to each damaged enemy unit.
Oh,
I can feel I'm going to get flame for this take.
I don't even know what I'm writing right now, and I don't know if it's gonna be anything what you guys write. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn. Like, I'm interested to see where this goes, but also I could see his abilities being too restrictive. But 3, 2, 1. B minus, C plus, C plus, C.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
like
what
he's
Jack
just
said.
so. Yeah, what Jack said. I think he's just so odd. Like he doesn't
Yeah.
really fit into any neat, like. He doesn't fit neatly into the archetype. Like I think Anakin is a much easier. Anakin is a much easier plug and play, whereas Mace, I think you got to do some thinking about where he's best used, or if he's best used. Also, I hate the pay 1 on leader side. I know I just said you could a while ago. You can pay 1, deal 2 on Obi-Wan as a suggestion, but I hate the paid costs on leader sides. It's so annoying, and this one doesn't even feel good, man.
Yeah. I just hate the part that it's deal 1. It has to be damaged unit for the 1 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
there's
just
too many
like-
hoops.
It's
too many
just-
hoops.
It's too much. I mean, the 5, if they have 5 damage on them, you can deal the 2, which is great. But other than that, it's just like you can't even ping off a battle droid like Bo-Katan can. Like, you know, it's like one of those.
Yeah.
Bo-Katan mentioned.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bo-Katan?
Twice.
Counter? So the question is, do we put him above Newt? In between Newt and Nala? I think we were mostly C.
Yeah.
I think he goes. Jeez. No, I think he's better than Newt.
Do
It's
it.
hard to say. Like, I mean, obviously he's scarier, but it's hard to say how the
Yeah.
decks will play out.
Yeah.
I mean, my biggest issue is you look at Red Hero, Anakin's Interceptor, Stella, the Saul,
Interceptor.
Interceptor.
But it's like so many of these cards I'm looking at are just like based around Anakin's ability, or
Yeah.
they're even like Ahsoka with the Batch brothers, you know, potentially keeping more. And I'm like, what coordinates with Mace? Like his lightsaber? And then it's like, oh yeah, I mean there is then Grenade Strike and Bloodsport, but like those almost feel like draft cards to me. And it's like now I have to play like these kind of
Bombing
draft
run?
like weird cards in my deck.
I forgot about his lightsaber, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean the lightsaber is obviously great, but it's also
It's
just
solid.
like there's no cheaper Mace unit either, so it's like there's no shot you
Yeah.
get it out before. Like the Mace
Yeah.
unit is also 7 cost.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my
Yeah. Newt
He just-
Gunray didn't get his his own data pad or anything, so I think we got to put Mace above him
yeah.
just for that.
There you go. All right. On to Asajj, Unparalleled Adversary. Action, exhaust, attack with a unit. If you played an event this phase, it gets +1 for this attack. And then she flips at 4 as a 3/4. On attack, if you play an event this phase, this unit gets +1/+0 for this attack and deals combat damage before the defender. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Dude, I'm so low.
Is that 0 plus?
It's a D.
D plus.
a real,
And then
real
Brian's
bad.
B plus A. Flock, where you just B?
B.
All right, Brian, you were the highest. Right?
Yeah, I think that this is one of those ones where I want it to be better than it is, and I think
I
that
definitely want that.
I think that it reflects my rating as well. But I don't know. She has some neat things you can do with the yellow. Cunning has an array of great events, and you want to be running more Cunning events if you're running Cunning anyway. Like I know everyone's been talking. Like there's, I feel like there's one line with every leader that people have just been nonstop talking about. So like with her, it's Surprise Strike. Like you Surprise Strike, and she takes out Boba Fett in one swing, and you still, you know, are okay with, you know, she's alive and well. You can also Voltron her up and do kind of fun stuff there. I mean, she just has a lot of lines of play that you could utilize with yellow. I don't know what I feel like it needs to be like Tarkin Town or red in general. I don't know if Tarkin Town's even better for
Yeah.
Asajj. I'm struggling with that. The second aspect to pair her with, but I think that she could be decent. I would be willing to come down as low as B- for her. But I do want her to be better. I think that she can be better, but she does feel really squishy.
But
Yeah, I want her to be so much higher than she is, but
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
dies the 4 Bo-Katan pings. So
That
she's
is our
kinda
metric.
scary. Yeah.
Yeah, how many Bo-Katan things does it take to get you?
I just can't get over the stats.
Mr. Owl. Not many lists
Yeah,
to get to the center. But
I still feel like it's kind of similar to all the other aggro ones. Like even like Kylo gets like destroyed really quick with his stats. But I see this like there's a lot of events that I can see this been playing. Like Triple Dark Raid would be really good. Triple Dark Raid, pull out the Phantom, and then you can now Lurking Tie, and then you can now give it +1 too. And there's some other ones like Shoot First, waylay something, knock something off, and now you can give your unit on board 1 extra damage. Can be huge aggro. Just clearing the board for the other person, exhausting stuff, and just smacking base really hard. That's kind of where I see her at.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep thinking about your deck, Jack, with Kylo, Yellow, or whoever's deck
Mhm.
it was, but you played that a bunch, and I just don't. I don't know. I think if you want to play that like fast, quick aggro, I just can't see her offering more than Kylo does. And then if you want to play her where you can kind of keep her alive and hang around a little bit, I just hate her stats for that.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
So
think
that's
you're
kind
doing
of
that.
where I'm at.
I think it's more so you're just trying to, like Kylo just destroys his hand. Once you
Yeah.
get through that phase, you're nothing in your hand. Where Asajj can have a better hand to
Yeah.
go a little bit longer than Kylo does.
So you want her above Mace? or below Obi-Wan. I mean, B minus. That's where you guys are feeling.
Yeah,
I
I
could
mean, I
do
could
that,
see
yeah.
even an argument like above Obi, but
Yeah.
around there. Yeah, I mean, no,
Breaks my heart.
I'm kind of all in those similar camps. I'm curious if like this probably like feels terrible, but almost you just like using her to like trade leaders. Like you just kind of hold her until their leader deploys, and then you like surprise strike. Like that is your core of your deck. But yeah, it's just like no matter how you slice it, it feels awkward because Kylo can deploy and hit for 5 on top of like buffing other things for +2.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
I feel like
kinda-
she wants to. Yeah.
she feels a little awkward. Yeah, and even like the Boba thing, like I know that's the big meme of, or like the big talking point, like you said, Brian. People just see like one line, like she's good because she can do this. It's like yes, but the Boba
Yeah.
player is probably interacting with you, right? And there's a lot of stuff.
The global player has gotten
Hey, oh, what?
15 or 16 damage on her base this turn alone, while you're spending all your
It's not
resources
gonna
to
make
take
up
care
for
of both. Yeah, I mean it's
But
It's
yeah,
just-
they just like they deploy. Well, they just like Forlom gets them. A lot of
Yeah.
the other just like ran a
Yeah.
crafty with a hot shot blaster gets her. Like there's just so many
Yeah,
things.
The chain chode
a
collector
crafty
kills her.
with a a crafty with a hot shot blaster kills the Saj. Oh my god, that's so.
And if, like
that's
I
so
know that
tragic.
and stuff like that like sounds silly, but Bobby Yell, like if you are an aggro deck, they're gonna play a little bit more, like controlling it.
They're so dirty.
And yeah, then she's terrible into like shielded units and stuff like that.
Man.
Yeah.
Why'd you say that?
Why'd you say that? All right,
Why'd you say
Put her in
that?
D. All right.
bump her down.
Oh, can we stop here? I like the way the design is. Can we keep it here?
General Grievous,
That is
General
nice.
of the Droid Armies, action exhaust. Give a droid unit Sentinel for this phase. It comes out at 6, 4, 8. On attack, you may give a droid +1/+0 and Sentinel for this phase.
Mm,
3,
no. Not
2,
doing that. All right.
1. B. We got an A+.
Ooh. I'm very excited because I feel like I haven't been as tuned in to the conversations with people, so I really didn't know where these generally were falling. So I'm very excited to be at least a little bit off from everybody. But I just, I don't know. I'm a believer. I think the wheel bike is nuts. I know there's Grievous
it
the
is
unit
scary.
as well.
That is
Yeah, the
nuts.
wheel bike is insane.
And he's just got 8 health when he
Uh,
deploys, too. Like,
And he's just so he's a 4/8, so he's finally like a 6 cost unit that actually has better stats than Boba that comes out at 5, even though it's only +1 health. It counts. But then you gotta kind of view these with their unique items. You know, I think you have to kind of view these heroes with that. I mean, we're not viewing every card perfectly, but like I think the wheelbike's that good where I'm like, yeah, I think he's insane. You run Grievous, you run the other Grievous if you want. You give things Sentinel is actually a solid action, but it's one of those ones where it could be a fake pass. It could just be a buy a second and give something a Sentinel, or it could actually be really important to save other units of your base. And then the on attack is okay. I just like his base stats. I just think he's solid. I mean, yeah, he doesn't offer like a crazy new type of mechanic, I guess, or like anything that's like seems like it's gonna just like finish the game or do something nuts. I just think he's like all around solid stats. So that's why I put him up pretty high.
Yeah, I think this is one of my pet decks for the set. I built one and Jack and I played the other night, and it kind of was okay. Jack kind of helped me tune it up a little bit, but I'm excited to see where he goes this set. I think he's got some interesting possibilities. Let's say,
Yeah.
I want to see him jump up, step up. Also, great showcase. I've come around on that too.
Oh yeah.
And some of the stuff like we talked about too, Brian, is just like you're kind of surprised at what some of the older like droids were that like you don't necessarily think of. Like
Yep.
Forlom is, so then that begs the question of like, all right, what now you can bring Zuckuss in and stuff like that. Like Viper Probe droid is a droid as well, and then obviously all the ones that come with this set. So I do feel like there's something there with him. I do like him.
You could also do the fun little Geonosis patrol fighter thing with him. That's always a fun little thing to do. You don't feel bad. I like Yellow this set. Yellow's really cool.
Wait, the
Yeah,
Geonosis Patrol Fighter?
The Geonosis, the exploit exploit play, bounce a unit.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, the 5 cost exploit 2 or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Exploit 1. What? How does that synergize with
It doesn't.
him? It's just in yellow.
He gets points for that. Yeah, he gets
Yellow.
So does Asajj too. Asajj gets points for it too.
It's like,
It doesn't.
I mean,
fair.
yeah, that's a good card. How does it work here specifically?
Also,
Uh,
it doesn't.
It doesn't at all. You guys play Boba Fett? I like Boba.
Yeah, exactly.
how high we going with him? B tier above
Yeah, I mean-
Ahsoka?
I'm struggling to see him above Ahsoka.
Yeah, you can go below. So I mean, I put A+, and now I'm looking, and I don't actually like him better than any of the 3 we have in A. So I don't know why I did that. So I would probably have put A-, because I would want him up in A below Anakin. But I'm fine with him there.
I
like
haven't
that.
not seen, and this is just starter deck, so it doesn't really particularly matter, but I haven't seen a single game of Grievous and Ahsoka where Grievous pulls it out, and it's anywhere
Right.
close.
I think that has. I was
And
looking
the
through the
starter
list
deck-
again for the starter deck, and I was just like,
Yeah.
I like every card in the hero starter a lot more than I like the villain starter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
throwing it out there. Geonosis Patrol Fighter, it could be there too.
It could technically, you could put that in your deck.
You
Is what
could.
he's saying.
You can put that in any deck.
Yeah, you could technically put that in any.
Yeah,
deck.
and that's why all these yellows are not going to be newer than a B.
well, next one
Django.
coming up.
Oh wait, I lied.
We
Oh,
got
Flock, I know
Django
a
Fett.
Flock card.
When a friendly unit deals damage to an enemy unit, you may exhaust this leader. If you do, exhaust that enemy unit. Comes out at 5 as a 3/7. When a friendly unit deals damage to an enemy unit, you may exhaust that unit.
He's ready to go.
I'm
Look
ready.
Yeah, he's got.
I'm ready.
He wrote his
I'm
S
ready.
plus already.
3, 2, 1. S plus plus plus.
D plus C minus B.
And we just covered everything.
Yep.
Yes.
Flock, what is your real ranking? Is that you? Do you think Django is legitimately better than Yoda? And
No,
Dooku?
no. Do I really think he's an S? No. I probably put him in B tier, honestly. High B tier is my personal thing. But the reason I like him is he's basically kind of like I played a lot of the Mandalorian deck, the exhausting with upgrades, and like now I feel like you'll be able to get this off a lot more. There's a lot of units that do a lot of ping damage. There's upgrades you can get that do ping damage, multiple ping damages. So you can do a lot of exhausting while attacking the base, while kind of doing like a mid-range control by exhausting. And then, yeah, like right now the play I'm seeing is that the flamethrower, Van Brace, whatever, drop it on Django, attack, exhaust 3 units. Like that's gonna be super strong. It's only 3 costs, so you still got 2. You still got 2 more resources to spend. So I think
We heard
There's
about
gonna be
this
a
all
lot.
day yesterday.
oh,
I know,
dude,
yeah, I was
oh
getting
my
text.
gosh, it's so good.
We're like coming off the most upgrade hate meta that we've seen in years.
Favorite Splinter.
So you're not. I'm not gonna. That's literally gonna be the only upgrade in the deck. It's like that'd be a great thing to have. As one of your plays for when he deploys. But obviously there's other ones that just like Ruthless Raider. Drop a Ruthless Raider and you get to do 2 to damage or 2 to base, 2 to unit, exhaust the unit. Like there's just. I love that it's not an exhaust the leader side. The leader side. It's just happens simultaneously, which is the best part about
The
it.
unit side? Or you're saying it's not an
Yeah.
action? Because you
It's
do
not an
exhaust
action,
the
it's like-
leader.
Yeah, you exhaust the leader, but it's not an action. Like
Yeah.
you deal damage and you can just do something. So I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be very, very good.
Yeah,
The
and then
only
when he flips,
reason-
you can do it all over.
The only reason I put him in C minus and not D is because he's got a fire showcase.
But he's got the
Ryan
fire
ranks us
spray. He still takes the fire spray. Yeah,
the
not
fire
as good.
spray.
Yeah, the problem is you just have Boba, and that's the toughest thing. You just look at, would you ever play this over Boba? And it's like I don't know. But I really like him, Flock. I'm with you. I
Yeah.
think he's fun. And there's some cool units. I think Ruthless Raider's a good idea. I'm not sold on the Van Bracers fully, just because they're +1/+1s. But if Battle Droids are that prominent and his exploit is as good as Flockton thinks it's going to be, then definitely take it. And yeah, I don't know. I think he's cool. I do like. I think he's got some interesting units coming out. I think there's another yellow ship that does a ping on play and when defeat, right? I think
Flock
that's
sent me a
pretty
deck
solid.
list and didn't include it. I was like, Flock, this is
Yeah.
like the one card
Well-
that Yellow
well-
got
well,
for this strategy.
I realized what happened. The whole online thing, it didn't have the new set checkmarked, so I wasn't even looking at all the new cards.
Yeah. Oh yeah. His entire list was all set 1 and 2 cards. I was like, Flock,
Yeah.
where are anything? Where
And I
is
was like,
it?
oh, you're right.
That's so good.
Yeah, you had 1 Cad Bane in your sideboard. That
yeah, I
was
had 1 Cad Bane. Because I actually typed in Cad Bane.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like yes, he like his best thing for me is that he gets fire spray, but then literally the other leader that gets it is just better than him. And he, like even at taking out that scope, which is part of the contribution to D tier for me, is like exhaust just hasn't been a thing that matters so far in the game. Like his is
Still
definitely
there,
the
you still
best
gotta
of
deal
it,
with
right?
it.
He's better than Thrawn, he's better than Mando, like his ability wise of that. But it's like all of theirs
First
have
off,
just
how
been
dare you?
kind of irrelevant. And what?
How dare you?
Yeah, my bad, my bad.
Bad about
Thrawn's
Mango.
coming back, baby. He did get that
Thrawn,
on-cost
baby.
blue upgrade.
Yeah,
The
but
Yoda
like
card.
if you're like mass exhausting stuff, Tyler, it's still there.
Yeah.
Right? Like you still have to deal with it at some point. And if you don't have the tools to deal with the rest of the stuff that you've exhausted,
Yep.
as Jack says, build a deck that does something.
That's true.
Build deck.
This feels a lot like a Dirtle deck, you know.
Yeah, but I
I'm
still
a
feel
little
like
bit higher than Brian and Jack, but I'm not going to argue for B tier. I will settle for somewhere happy.
Between Newt and Mace, maybe.
I'll make Flock happy. I'll put him above Mace.
There you go.
Hey,
Flock, we gotta take that.
I'll take
That's
it.
almost a
I'll
B
take it.
minus, boys.
That's-
No,
we
so,
take
so,
that.
so now when I'm winning store showdowns with them, you're gonna feel bad. It's all good. It's okay.
I do
Yeah,
say that
I
you
mean-
can win a showdown with pretty much any leader. So,
Thank
Sure,
you
go win 'em.
for that. Appreciate it.
but that you have to be a
Nice
skilled
breakdown.
pilot, and you're missing that aspect of it. Got him.
Now, this
GG,
is
shake the
pod
hand.
racing.
Ouch.
All right. On probably the hardest one for us to figure out. Chancellor Palpatine is the cunning hero. This leader starts the game with this side face up. Action, exhaust. If a friendly heroism unit was defeated this phase, draw a card, heal 2 damage from your base, then flip this leader. Then he flips to Darth Sidious, who is cunning villainy. Action, exhaust. If you played a villainy card this phase, create a clone trooper token, deal 2 damage to each enemy base, then flip this leader. So he never deploys. And when he flips, he stays exhausted. You can't constantly like flip flop.
I'm erasing my grade. Hold on.
Flip flop, flip flop.
This is so hard to evaluate, truly.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people who already stand on both sides of it, like firmly, of like he's
Oh, yeah.
really good, he's really bad. Like obviously you see the value of it, but we can get into it of why. But I actually
This
still
is a
have,
good one for the. This is a good one for the YouTube comment.
yeah.
It's a very good one.
I'm actually probably gonna be higher than what I thought it would have been.
Brian's still going.
I can see the smoke.
It needs to be a caveat because I feel like
No
there's
caveats.
there's
Nope.
Okay.
Don't sit on the fence. Leap
Too late.
over it. 3,
Too late.
2,
There were two answers.
1. That's A
Traffic
plus
TV.
A. Yeah. I had A minus at first, and then I put in B plus there.
We're pretty high.
Me probably D. Someone better. A plus.
If I'm piloting the deck, I said it's probably a D tier because I suck, and I don't know how to deck build. But I do think that he has the huge ceiling, low floor.
Yep.
No, high floor, high ceiling. I think he's a complicated and complex leader that like you have to work really hard to figure it out, and also you have to be lucky enough to not break your hand constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes with a lot of work, a lot of homework you got to do, a lot of reps.
And there's an element of like, yes, you will learn how to play better with him by getting more reps, but it's also like, even in the few games that we did, Brian, I learned how to play better against it too. Like, you
Correct.
did the villainy thing, you flipped, you made a clone trooper token, but had like no other heroism units out. So I was like, okay, I'll just kill this clone trooper token while you're still exhausted. So the next turn you can't
Correct.
flip to like try to throw off your
Yeah.
strategy of like wanting to be on certain sides on different rounds.
And there's a lot of subtle nuance of like, should I pass here instead of claiming? Because if you do kill that, I'm sad. If you do also claim instead of doing the other stuff, I'm sad, but I can also still potentially flip and continue my motor. You know, like it's a tough dance to learn and to feel out. And going up against so many leaders, I feel like it's going to take a long time to perfect.
Yeah.
So nuanced, complicated. I love him. I love his showcase. I think I would suck as a pilot.
I think one of the good things with him is going to be smuggle. I got a feeling because that
Yeah.
way it increases your hand size, so you
Complex attack.
potentially could always have a hero or villainy card to play.
That's hands down like the best take that you've had in like years.
That was really
That
good.
was-
That was
I'm very
good.
proud of you, Tyler.
You guys didn't think about that?
No, we were
You told me about it before, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty smart.
the version we were playing was like Charlton. We were going blue with them, so we were trying to have cards in hand to have blue to do those big things.
Yeah, I want to play him double yellow with the other Sidious. I love double yellow, double villain, double green.
Okay, bud. Okay, bud.
No,
Brother,
but
what are you
actually,
talking about?
I do want to play it with that new Sidious because I do think it's pretty interesting because it's like you could take all your double yellow cards and yeah, they don't help his ability there, but you can play them always, and that's nice. And there's some really really solid double yellow cards out there, as we know. And then you could just run a decent amount to I kind of like doing villain events and then some heroism units and just try to kind of go back and forth a few times. I don't know if it's going to make up for not having a hero out or a leader out, but I really like that Sidious 4-drop where you can now all your clone troopers are going to come out ready. I think that's solid. That being said, that's probably one of the worst versions of the deck that's going to come out, and I think someone much smarter than me will make a good version of this deck. So I'm safely trying to put him up high because I think someone's well.
Yeah,
I like him right where you have him.
Yeah,
I
I'm
put
good
him
with that.
bottom of A. Yeah,
Yeah, I like him
I'm good with
right
it.
there.
Yeah.
cool. All
Can we
right,
stop
last
there?
one.
It looks very pretty. Can we stop there?
No, we have to
Nope.
finish it. Quinlan
I guess you know where this
Voss,
one's going.
sticking the landing, quite appropriate. When you play a unit, you may exhaust this leader. If you do, deal one damage to an enemy unit that costs the same as the played unit. Then he deploys at 5 as a 3/7. When you play a unit, you may deal 1 damage to an enemy unit that costs the same as or less than the played unit. 3, 2, 1. B+, B+, middle B, B.
Go guys, let's go. Way to end together.
Clean. It's
To
clean.
end, close-ish. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to how the ability will continue to play out, but like Force Jedi Republic on a 3/7 at 5 has me
Yeah.
interested at minimum.
100%. In a unique color. Like yellow doesn't have a whole lot of Jedi. You know what I mean? Or Force.
You got the other guy is Ezra
And Plo Koon,
Yeah.
I guess.
and Plo Koon.
Now you got Plo. Yep.
And you did get one of the best
So-
cards, like Clear the Field. I think that'll potentially be in the set.
Card's good.
And
Yeah,
I'm excited to get a hero that isn't like Han Solo and yet like Jin
right.
is terrible.
Yeah.
Who are the set 2 yellow heroes?
Lando.
Lando and
Lan-
Fennec.
And
Yeah.
Fennec, yeah. So it was-
It's
like Lando,
rough.
I actually did think ended up like decent-ish. Like he wasn't like a terrible choice. I think he could be okay.
Yeah.
But it's like
He had a niche.
your set 2 are both pretty low down. Han 1 is obviously very good, but like a specific style of deck, and then Jin is terrible. And then Palpatine is like 0.5 of yellow hero. So it's like I really hope Voss
Yeah.
hits because I feel like yellow hero just needs like a unit who's just like a leader who's just like a solid unit.
Yeah, this is wild having, you got 3 villain yellows because 1 in the starter, and then the one other hero yellow isn't even like a true hero.
Yeah.
yellow, so it is weird. But I mean, this is one of my favorite characters, so I might rate him high because of that. But I think I think 3/7 is great stats. Jack said in pretty crazy traits. Really like all those traits for all the new cards coming out and old Jedi cards. But 5, 3, 7, and then I like that when you play a unit on his flip side can happen as many times as you want, so you can kind of get multiple damage pings there at the end, and you target the damage. So I guess he kind of resembles Cad Bane in a way, just with you're playing stuff and then you're pinging, but you're targeting the damage now, but you're limited to the cost restriction.
Yeah, you gain
Having
the
the
freedom
same
from Underworld, but now you have to manage the cost.
Yeah. Yeah, but you get it multiple times on his flip side, so I really like that. I'm excited for him.
I put him middle of B, but I gotta be honest, I'm not super duper interested in him. I think he'll be good. I think he'll be like decent, but I have
I hate
no
you.
interest in playing him. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fair. I do too.
Yeah.
I hate me as well. But
Above Grievous, below Grievous, above Watt.
I think above Watt, below Grievous. I think strict middle
Yeah.
of B.
Yeah, I was gonna
Sure.
say that too. I like
It's
having
clean.
the starters top of B.
Cool.
So.
Yeah. Also, there's a showcase clause. If I pull any of the showcases, they go right up to S.
100% Fennec.
All right, so
Yes.
stay tuned. Brian's gonna do his own podcast of just grading all of the showcases.
I will.
Art
Sure.
stream.
It'll be like 2 hours.
So here's what I like about Mango Fart.
All right, cool. So, I mean, we're about to go do a legendary one too. So we'll wrap this up at hour 20. At one point, I
Dear
looked down, I
Lord.
saw an hour 0 with 47 seconds, and I thought it said an hour 47. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think across the board of community, I think I've seen Yoda and Dooku at the top, and Vizsla and Padme at the bottom, and then like, I actually do think this set, like, sure, the top of A and the bottom of C, like you could argue could be like, you know. I would say Rex is definitely pretty good, and I say Nala say Newt are like a little rough, but it's like anywhere from like Mace all the way up to like Anakin and Pal. Like I feel like it's not like a crazy leap to go from Asajj
Yeah.
to Ahsoka or something like that.
Yeah.
And if Django, if Boba Fett gets banned, then Django can go up all out.
100%.
Like a little bit. Not that much. A little bit.
100%.
Cool. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Tell us how we're wrong. Tell us how we're right. More likely
No.
the former. But
No, this is the definitive list. Don't
Yeah.
say anything.
print it out, take it to your locals, let them all know, bring it to your drafts and pre-release, and say, "Hey, Flockton said." Catch y'all next time.
Walker said coordinates bad, but it's good.